everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. This is what to expect in the month of February 2022 if you're coming to the Disneyland Resort. We've been doing this, well, for 2 months now. We started doing this in January, and we feel like you should be prepared when you come here, and we're here to prepare you.
Yes, we are. We can tell you everything that's like newsworthy, noteworthy, stuff you need to know, what to do, what to bring. This is your guide for Disneyland Resort in the month of February. Again, we're going to be doing this every month like Spencer said. We're going to tell you about the crowds. We're going to tell you about refurbs. Pretty much all of your questions that are asked, and always feel free if for some reason there's something we don't answer, leave a question in the comment box below.
Exactly, and this is stuff that's not necessarily that you're going to find in the brochure or maybe even on the Disney website. This is kind of insider info that we have collected and that we know from being here all the time at the resort. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is weather and crowds. And if you're not from the Southern California area and you're coming here, you got to know what the weather's like because it varies here in this month. This is technically winter season for us here in Southern California. We get warm weather, we get cool weather, we get cold weather.
We get windy weather.
We do. It's a mixed bag, but what we can tell you is lately we expect it to be kind of cold in the morning. And when we say cold, we mean California cold. We mean like in the 50s, getting up into possibly the low 70s during the day, and then back into the 50s in the nighttime. So be prepared for that. You're gonna wanna bring a sweatshirt at the very least. Bring some layers so that you're prepared for that. We also occasionally do get rain this month. As I said, this is the winter season. So if you see it at all in the forecast, we always suggest bring a poncho or some sort of rain gear with you in your backpack because you just never know.
Yeah, check the weather app because generally it's a pretty pleasant month weather-wise here. One of our favorites in February. You get those nice sunshiny afternoons. But again, when you're used to warm days and warm weather almost year-round, the 50s do feel very cold for us. So again, just bring a little poncho. You can get a pack on Amazon. If you see in the weather forecast that it's calling for a little bit of rain, expect a little rain cloud to blow through here. It's nothing like it is in Florida, but occasionally if you are going to see rain,
we do, there are times when we do get winter storms blowing through Southern California, and February, March, sometimes April, we do get those, so be prepared for that.
Yeah, and something I'm sure you're all wondering about is what are the crowds like in February? Well, if you watched our January update video, we talked about how it's generally a little bit more mild to moderate as far as crowd levels go, but the wild card here, again, is the reservation system. So sometimes people are not able to make their reservation or they haven't booked it. So it really does throw a whole different monkey wrench into this crowd level here. But overall in February, it's a moderate crowd, light days, especially because we have some after-hours park events.
And it's technically refurb season as well, and that definitely, sometimes people don't want to pay the full price to be here if they're not getting the entire experience laid out to them. But refurb season historically for us has been a lighter time of year.
But if you are coming to the park, we always recommend check out the schedule and the calendar because we have some after dark events where the park is closing pretty early. At Disneyland, it's closing at 7 p.m.
on certain nights.
And DCA closing at 9 p.m. So you're definitely going to want to pay attention to that because it could make the difference between a really crowded day or a really mild day. On those nights that they do have the after hours events, we've noticed that crowds have been almost not there on days like that.
And as far as those after hours events are concerned, this month, in the month of February, appropriately, it is Sweethearts Night. And these are the dates for Sweethearts Night. We're going to get into a little more details about that later, but here are the dates: 1st, 3rd, 8th, 10th, and the 14th, Valentine's Day for Sweethearts Night.
And the next thing we're going to talk about is the hours at the Disneyland Resort. Again, we kind of touched on that a little bit with the after hours events. We can't stress enough to pay attention and check the hours before you're coming to the park. The best way to do that is to download the free Disneyland app, and you can select the day that you're coming and it'll show you when Disneyland and DCA are closing. It looks like most of the month we're kind of getting our late nights back on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with the park closing around 11 or 12. Again, refer to the schedule to check that out.
It's really important. We have kind of fallen victim to that before, where we thought the park was going to be opening at 8. We showed up at 7 at the parking lot and it was going to open at 9, meaning, oh boy, we got here an hour too early. So it happens to the best of us, but we can't impress enough. to you to check that schedule to maximize your time.
Yeah, and that brings up a really good point. If you are coming to the park and you're seeing that it's opening at 8 a.m. at Disneyland, try to come to the parking structure, either Pixar Pals, Mickey and Friends, or Toy Story. Try to show up about an hour to 45 minutes before the park is scheduled to open, and that's going to be your best bet of getting in, especially if you're coming on one of those after-hours Sweethearts events like Spencer mentioned. That's how you're going to make the most out of your day.
You want to maximize your day. If you can't reschedule, if you find out that you're here on one of those days, just get here early so you can maximize your day. And they generally will let folks in the park, you know, about a half hour or so before the rope drops. If you want to be here for that wonderful experience called rope drop, you will get let into the park a little bit early before you can actually access rides, and you can be on Main Street all the way to the hub and line up and experience that really special moment. Rope drops are really fun. You got to get up early, but it is worth it, and everybody rushes to where they want to go. And
you
make
can
sure
get so many rides done too.
You can, and you're going to want to post up in the appropriate rope that leads to the appropriate land, depending on where you want to go. Do you want to go to Indy? You got to be at Adventureland. You want to go to Space Mountain? You got to be at Tomorrowland. So just make sure you plan your attack for rope drop. It's really important. And that leads us to big news and updates that are specific to this month, things you need to know that we're going to prepare you for. Katie, what's the first one?
Okay, first thing on the agenda is Trams. We have been suffering without Trams for so long.
We have.
We have our sneaking suspicions, like we have predicted. We think, based on a few other factors, that the Trams will likely come back in February. Again, we have no inside information, we have nothing. We are just kind of going off of what we're seeing. It really seems like they're gonna come back this month, so.
Well, I can tell you this. We don't have inside information, but we do know that training has been happening, and usually that will preempt an opening. It wouldn't make any sense for them to be training folks and to getting Trams running. Last I heard was that there was like 13 Trams moving and grooving and doing their thing and training folks. So
and cement being poured. There was walls up.
It'll be a glorious day. It'll be a glorious day. We will keep you posted. Trust me, we're going to try to be here for whenever that happens. If we hear that it's happening, or if we just so happen to be here when it goes down, we can't wait.
So if the Trams do come back this month, we suspect it'll happen towards the end of the month. Again, we're not 100% sure, but stay tuned to this channel because we will keep you updated on when those Trams are back, because man, they couldn't come soon enough. And another piece of news, we've got the Downtown Disneyland Forward project. The construction in Downtown Disney has finally begun.
It's underway, and if you enter from the Disneyland Hotel side, you will notice big, colorful rainbow walls in front of what used to be Earl of Sandwich, rest in peace, the AMC Theater, rest in peace for a while.
She's been gone for quite some time.
For a while. Sugar Boo and the Starbucks location that is that side of the monorail. All of those have big walls around them, and the construction has begun, and you'll hear jackhammers, you'll hear work going, but that has begun. Now,
it's so crazy.
We'll talk about the monorail in a little bit when we get into refurbs, but there's something that's a little bit related to that we'll get to a little bit later. But it's really nice that construction has begun. The ESPN building and the Star Wars Trading Post so far are not going to be affected. That's all we know at this time. Okay, shifting gears into Magic Key Celebration, which has started here at the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah, so if you're a Magic Key holder, which is basically, for anybody who doesn't know, those are the new annual passes, basically. So we're actually getting a Magic Key Holder Celebration month, which means a lot of different things around the resort, some key things to look out for, pun intended. There is a Magic Key kind of sipper cup. It is not refillable and it's not dishwasher safe. Located all throughout the parks. We found it over at the coffee house at the Disneyland Hotel.
But your first drink is complimentary when you buy it.
Hey, not bad. There's also a couple of food and drink offerings that are located throughout the park. So Galactic Grill has a Magic Key Holder slush. Over at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, there's a drink there. So there's a couple of different things like that. They're also giving away maps, sunglasses, posters, a bunch of cool things. They also have some photo ops that are going on over in Disneyland. Right behind the castle, you can find the Peter Pan.
And then over at DCA, at the front entrance, When you first walk through the gates, to the right-hand side is the Steamboat Willie, which is in black and white appropriately.
He made a return.
He did.
And if you are a Magic key holder looking to get those tiny, mini-sized posters, there's actually 2 versions of them.
Yeah.
They will change on the 13th of February. Again, you can get those in Disneyland and in DCA, and we've yet to see the sunglasses that they are going to be giving out for Magic key holders. Little delayed on the shipment, but we expect those to come in probably within the next week or so.
Yeah.
So again, we will keep you posted on our channel as soon as we see those sunglasses. And because it is the month of February, what does that month mean? It means a lot of things, but it's universally the month of love. That means there's Valentine stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah, special foods and merchandise, as well as the special Sweethearts Night, which is sold out. So if you have tickets to that, good on you. It is completely sold out, but it's a fun night, which includes, you know, photo ops and fireworks and fun offerings. Really cool.
If you want to check out, you're curious what Sweethearts Night is like, we cannot recommend enough to check out our friends Magic Journeys, Janelle and McVie.
Yeah.
They covered it, and I think they did the best job with their video. We loved it. Even though we aren't attending those events, we love to watch them go through it because, you know, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
Again, those nights are the 1st, the 3rd, the 8th, the 10th, and the 14th. Again, remember they're sold out. No more tickets are available for them, but they will change the hours here at Disneyland.
And one of the cool things about Sweethearts Night and all the after hours events is that you can enter the park 3 hours early, and we suggest if you are coming to take advantage of that aspect, it's really helpful. One of the best ways that Disneyland celebrates Valentine's Day, in our opinions, and most people's opinions, is special foods.
Yes, there's so many different foods around the resorts. Foods, drinks, snacks, treats, you name it. We've already done 2 videos covering some of the food offerings, and there's still more to come.
Yeah, that we just
We've
some.
only scratched the surface.
But I think we got some good ones in there.
Yes, we are. But I want to let you know, if you are interested in those, you can check them out. I'm going to link them both in the description box below.
Yeah.
You can check those out after you finish watching this video. But do make sure to check them out because they were good. They were delicious. I gained some weight, and it was well worth it for that. So
moving on, Lunar New Year is happening at Disney California Adventure, our sister park right across the Esplanade there. It is ending on the 13th of February. If you happen to be here before that time, go check it out. We had so much fun. A lot of good foods, festivities, merch. I mean, it's a
lot. It's honestly one of our favorite festivals because of the colors and everything going on. You don't have as many food booths, but it's still really just awesome. The stuff that they offer. Our tips again are to come really early if you know that you're going to want to get some, you know, say you have your eye on those garlic noodles. Those lines tend to be very long, so get there early.
That's been the one.
You can place an order at one of the shorter lines of the other booths, as we share in our video. Again, I will link that in the description box below. But those are some of our big tips if you are coming to Lunar New Year at DCA. Remember, like Spencer said, it ends February 13th, and we won't see it again until next year.
And for the Super Bowl this month, ESPN will touch down at DCA from February 9th to February 13th with broadcast segments of some of their popular sports shows, plus a fan experience as well. And at Downtown Disney, there's going to be a fan experience with some giveaways between Tortilla Joe's and Splitsville, February 10th to February 13th. Check the Disney Parks blog for details of those schedules.
Another really exciting thing that's happening throughout the Disneyland Resort in the month of February, it's actually Black History Month. And the Disneyland Resort is really going off, showing so many awesome different things that they're going to be doing this month to celebrate Black History Month.
Yeah, Downtown Disney is going to have a lot of art displays from emerging Black artists. They're also going to be having nightly concerts over there, which would include jazz, reggae, funk, and more. And something I'm really fond of, and we got to meet the artist, which was really cool. We saw her getting started.
She's so amazing.
Marcella Sweat is an artist who is creating chalk murals, one new one each week. We saw the first one being laid out the other day. She was so nice and sweet to talk to us while she was working.
She was saying she really loves, the thing she loves most is being able to talk to people that are walking through Downtown Disney. So if you happen to be there, go and say hi to Marcella because she is such a doll and her art is fantastic.
So talented.
Love it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing all of her murals that she does each week, these chalk murals that are on the ground. spectacular.
Now, speaking of music, something I think is really cool, like Spencer said, during the week we're going to have a bunch of live music, R&B, funk, jazz, all that stuff going on.
Over there at Downtown Disney.
Right. But what's really cool is on Saturdays, you're going to get some gospel music.
Oh, yeah.
That should be really awesome. So if you're there on Saturday in Downtown Disney, be sure to check that out.
And keeping it on that Downtown Disney vibe over at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, right across from Tortilla Joe's. They're going to be having some live jazz piano concerts over there.
Oh, we're going to have to see that.
We're going to have to go see that.
And if you're going to be in the park on February 19th and the 26th, across from Small World, over at the Fantasyland Theater, they are doing some awesome shows that you don't want to miss. It's called Celebrate Gospel, and it's local community choirs from SoCal that are going to be singing, and I definitely want to try to be here to see that. Again, I'm going to link all the information in the description box below that was actually listed. It looks incredible. I am here for it. We love having live entertainment and music like that, and Celebrate Gospel looks incredible. A great way to celebrate Black History Month here at Disneyland.
And it's nice that the Fantasyland Theater is getting utilized. It's been kind of blocked off for a while. It's where we used to have Mickey's Magical Map, and it's right next to the Troubadour Tavern, which I don't know if that's going to be open, but I am hoping Troubadour Tavern opens and we can eat our potatoes again. But there's no guarantees that that's going to happen. This is me wishing personally, and
wishing
to get to see, wishing and hoping, and getting to see a great performance in a really nice venue. It seats a lot of people, and it should be a lot of fun. And that takes us to our next category, one that you guys probably all want to know. I always want to know what's going on with this. The refurbs. We are in refurb season. What's working? What's up? What's going down? All that stuff. We're gonna give you that list right now.
What's open? What's closed? What's up? What's down?
Yeah.
Starting off with my favorite attraction, Small World. Small World Holiday just completed on the day that we're filming this. It's on the 3rd of February. They have officially reopened.
It's back.
No more Small World Holiday. It's back, and I am so excited. So if you want to get on Small World, you are in luck in the month of February because it has finally reopened.
It is. Now, like we mentioned earlier when we were talking about Downtown Disney construction, the monorail. The monorail is going to be going down on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, and it's going to be down all the way till March 6th.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like to take the monorail in if they're coming from the hotel, or just, take a lap on the monorail in general.
That's why I feel like the trams might be coming back around that time, because that does offer transportation for us into the park.
Yeah. So
my guess would be sometime mid to end of February, the trams could come back in lieu of the monorail. So just a heads up,
never know.
If you want to get your monorail rides in, make sure to do it before Valentine's Day.
And speaking of the monorail, because she pulls into Tomorrowland right next to this attraction, Finding Nemo Submarines is still down. It's still being worked on. They're saying until the 15th of March.
And it might just be that the calendar can only go that far.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're hoping it comes back soon, because I said I was going to go and ride it for everybody, because you don't want to do it.
Well, it's some heavy duty, paints and walls and things going on. It definitely is under a big refurb. So that's why we're saying, I don't know about March 15th. Might be later. It could even be sooner for all we know.
Yeah.
And over in that general direction, our good old friend Mr. Matterhorn will be going down on the 28th of February for its, we think yearly maintenance. Pretty sure that's what it is.
It's when Harold goes on vacation, really is what it is. It has nothing to do with anything else.
And that'll be back on March 4th. So if you want to get on Matterhorn, you have most of the month of February to get on there and say hi to Harold. And Splash Mountain is also still down. It went down in January, and it's going to be down until March 7th. Again, this is not for Princess and the Frog. It's just its yearly maintenance like we're going to be expecting over at the Matterhorn.
And over at the Rivers of America here at Disneyland, the Mark Twain and the Columbia may have intermittent closures for refurbs because of the possibility of Fantasmic coming back. And speaking of Fantasmic, there's a lot of work going on the river right now. All 3 of the fountain pits, as I call them, have been opened, and they're working on them down there. The stage, all the Fantasmic inner workings are being messed with right now, which is a good thing. I don't mean messed with, I mean they're being worked on, being prepared for a possible reemergence of Fantasmic. We don't know when right now.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess, again, we have no inside information. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe May or summer. I'd say that would be our best bet, just judging by how much work they're doing over there.
Man,
so
it's wild.
If you want to get over to the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, you want to do the Mark Twain or the sailing ship Columbia, just be advised and check on it before, because again, we're pretty sure they're going to be going like up, down, and all around with all of the Rivers of America refurbs going on.
And speaking of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island, or Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island, right now, because of the Fantasmic construction and things that are happening, the raft, interestingly, is taking a very different route. Instead of going just straight across like it normally does, it's going up and landing across from where the canoes are at that little stop, and then it's going around the island and coming back to port. So you're getting kind of a cool, different raft ride, a lengthier raft ride, definitely, than what you would normally get. So if you see that happening and you're into it like I am, where you want to experience something that is very unique and special that's probably not going to be happening much anymore, go check that out. It's really cool to take a raft ride around the river. I don't know, just something cool.
And over at DCA, Grizzly River Rapids is still down until March 15th, and Emotional Whirlwind will be reopening on the 10th of February.
I'm still having my Emotional Whirlwind. It's never stopped.
And Little Mermaid is going to be going down for refurb on the 28th of February and reopening on the 3rd of March. And because we're on the subject of refurbs and refurbishments, some construction that is very noticeable if you're coming to Disneyland in February is right on Main Street over at the Crystal Arcade.
Yeah, the Crystal Arcade, which is across from the little theater and the magic shop, has a kind of a scaffolding. And
kind of connected to the Emporium.
Yeah, it's got a big scaffolding and a wall in front of it, and sometimes a scrim, depending on the wind. They'll take those down if it gets too windy. But don't worry, don't fret. You just have to access those stores from either Emporium or the other side, Fortuosity Shop. They're all connected. It's one big building. You just can't get those really pretty shots with the Crystal Arcade frontage, that beautiful facade out there. But yeah, you'll notice that when you first walk in. It's pretty prevalent. And our next tips aren't really just reserved for the month of February. These are our overall tips that we suggest to everyone when they're coming to the Disneyland Resort. Little things that can help you navigate your day better, make it a lot easier, and really maximize your experience.
Yes, so these are things that, like Spencer said, we universally recommend. You've probably heard them if you watched our January video, but we can't emphasize enough some of these tips to help maximize your day. Number one, if you really want to come and get on a bunch of rides, like we said, get here an hour before the park opens. Make sure to check the hours, and make sure you download that Disneyland app. It's going to be your best friend. Use the Genie Plus if you feel like, rides are just something you really want to do. We have a video on that, so you can check that out in our channel.
Yeah, we have a couple videos on that.
I think we have, we probably have more than one. Wow.
We do.
Oh, Mr. Genie.
Well, we got to be in Florida when it debuted there before it came to Disneyland, and we have a couple videos about how it works here at Disneyland. And like Katie said, if you want to maximize your day, I always say too, if you're coming and you have an idea of what your list, your top priorities, have kind of a plan of attack, of what you want to do first, and get those ones out of the way that you really want to get on. That's my suggestion. And if it is crowded at all, employ the Genie Plus to help you out, because if you're only here for a day or a couple of days and you really want to maximize, it does help, and you have to pay a little extra for it, but that's why it's there, so that you don't miss out. One
of the big tips is, like we said, get here early, take a break in the afternoon, and come and stay as late as you can, especially if you're coming on a Friday or a Saturday. You'll be able to stay until midnight, even 1 o'clock just on Main Street if the park closes at midnight. So really utilize that schedule of hours of when things are going on, because that can be your best friend. Another time saver that really helps if you really want to get on a ton of rides, pack your lunch. Pack at least one meal. It will save you so much time. Instead of having to go wait in a mobile order line, you'll have your lunch. You can quickly sit down. There's so many awesome places to eat in the park, which we will be doing a video on some of our favorite spots eventually this month or the next month. So look out for that.
Because you could even grab a little nosh while you're in line. If you're in line for 35 minutes, grab your granola bar or whatever you got. And,
so long as you're not indoors.
You can keep moving. Now, if you do want to have meals at Disneyland, because they do have great food, employ the mobile order. That helps. You can even try to get walk-ups. We always recommend that, right?
Yeah, we've been able to get, most of the time when we've wanted to do a sit-down restaurant, I'd say 75, maybe 80% of the time, we're doing it via walk-ups.
Yeah.
So that really does help. And again, if you bring at least one meal, you can grab one of those specialty churros. You can grab one of those awesome treats, especially in the month of February, because there's so many desserts available.
There is.
This is a very dessert-friendly month.
That's why they call it Sweethearts Month, because a lot of sweets are available here.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, really take advantage of that.
Another thing that really helps to maximize your day at Disneyland is be prepared with your Disney backpack. Make sure that you pack, your hand sanitizer. Bring an extra change of clothes for those little kiddos. If you know you're going to be going on anything like a water ride or you're going to be getting wet, bring a pair of flip-flops in your bag.
That's our hack.
Bring your sunglasses. Bring a little poncho if you know
Bring
it's
a
going to
bottle
rain.
of water. You don't even have to bring more than one bottle, because once you've exhausted that one, there are water filling stations all around the park that you can refill.
You can also get a cup of water for free at most walk-up locations.
Yeah.
Bring a wireless charger. They still have fuel rod things all around here. If not, you can buy one on Amazon and bring that to recharge your phone. I know everybody loves to hang on their phone and enjoy social media.
And now with the Genie Plus and all that stuff, your phone is an important tool here. So we can't stress that enough about bringing an extra battery or utilizing the fuel rod system that they do sell here at the park.
Yeah, if you don't want to bring an entire lunch or dinner or something like that, pack some snacks. You are more than welcome to bring snacks into the park. You can bring water bottles like Spencer said. And one last thing that's kind of news and noteworthy, I guess you'd say, as far as nighttime spectaculars and shows and entertainment, other than the stuff that we mentioned, we don't really have any information on parades that are coming back. We have no set dates yet as of the recording on this day.
Yeah, only rumors right now.
During the weekends, you can get Mickey's Mix Magic, most likely without pyro. They're not really doing a lot of pyro either because of the winds at high elevations.
But it's still a really fun show to check out. We suggest watching it from Main Street or from Small World Pavilion. And I think that just about wraps it up for the month of February, what to expect. Hopefully that was informative to you guys and you got some good information that you can utilize when you come to the resort. Like Katie said before, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'd be happy to answer anything maybe we didn't cover. We try to kind of second guess all your questions and think of all the things that you may need when you come here, because it can be daunting, and we know that a lot of people don't get to come for too many days, if not just one day. So it's important to have all that information at your fingertips, and we appreciate you guys watching.
And it might not even be you coming to the parks. You can make sure to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't yet, take a second to subscribe to our channel. We love having you here. We're not just doing these updates, we also come into the park and have lots of fun and try to make it as fun and informative for you as humanly possible.
And of course, if you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. And like Katie said, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and we will see you next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody.